What? This cannot be true. Wait a minute. You've never played an escape room? Don't click off. I'm going to give you 10 reasons why you absolutely must play an escape game as soon as you can. Let's do this right now. All right, here we go. My name is John, and this is TPF Travel, Trips, Places, and Fun, where we talk about how to have family adventures, both close to home and when traveling. I gotta get this out of my system. I just can't believe it. Wait a minute, it's 2019, and you have not played an escape room yet. I'm going to solve your problem. Now, of course, you may have played escape games. This video is going out to all sorts of people. But I know that there are a lot of people, they have excuses, reasons why they should not play an escape room. And we need to dispel those myths and deal with those arguments. So I'm going to talk about, is it scary? I'm going to talk about claustrophobia. What about children? Can they go? Can we do this as a family? What's the purpose of it? Why is it even exciting? What is it? And I'm going to take you right inside some escape games and give you a sneak peek of what it looks like. But let's get into this right now. Number one, this is probably my favorite reason for playing escape games, immersion. There's something about when you exit reality and you step into another world, into another place, and sometimes it's another time, and the rooms are convincing enough to where you can suspend your reality, dive into something new, and just take an hour off of life. Now, I might shock some of you. You know that Amy and I are mega Disney fans, or we are mega theme park fans. We love Universal Studios and Silver Dollar City and Dollywood and, of course, Disney. And so here's something that might shock you. I love rides like The Little Mermaid Under the Sea more than I do roller coasters like Space Mountain, or here at Silver Dollar City in Branson, I love Fire in the Hole or The Flooded Mine more than I do Time Traveler or some of the other epic roller coasters. You got to understand, why is it? Because of the immersion. Because I'm in a different world. When I'm on Space Mountain, it's dark. I don't see anything. I'm just zipping around, which is cool and fun, and I do that every time I go to the Disney World. But when you go on rides like The Little Mermaid or like Peter Pan, there's something about it. Winnie the Pooh, right? You go rides in Universal, like my all-time favorite ride is Spider-Man. You are in another world, and you look around and you are immersed. Right? The decor is stunning. It fits perfectly. It's beautifully done. There's thought put into it. You know, I love going to Disney World or Universal and just looking at the theming. Man, it just blows my mind what they can do in those places. And so immersion for me by far is the number one reason why I love escape games. All right. Number two, teamwork. When you play an escape room, you're not just alone. You're not independent. You're not just kind of doing your own thing. If you are, you're not going to have as good of a time. But when you're gathering together with friends and family and other people, coworkers, and you're all attempting to solve a mystery, it takes it to an entirely different level. In fact, there are a lot of corporations that they will take their staff to escape rooms. It's kind of one of the go-to forms of team building right now here in 2019. And so you get to see how people interact with each other and, who's the alpha dog and who likes to search and who's better at solving puzzles and who has more of a left brain, who has more of a right brain. And so this teamwork thing is amazing. I know when my family and I go to escape rooms, now we've played over 300 escape rooms all over the nation. When we go and play, we each have our specific roles. Of course, there's overlap, but I like to search for things. My wife is great at puzzles. My son Skylar's just got this left brain problem-solving thing going on. My little kiddos, they love doing different things, and everyone in our family has a different role. And so teamwork, it just makes it fun when you can do something together where you're actually interacting. All right, that's number two. Number three, The adrenaline rush, boom! I mean, it's you get into this new environment, your heart starts beating, the timer starts counting down, and your senses are peaked, and you're trying to figure out what to do next. And so you've got this adrenaline rush, something that really can't be reproduced easily in other environments, But when you're captured by not only the immersion, but now you're working together, and now the clock is counting down, and you're looking around the room trying to figure out what in the world do I need to do, and so this adrenaline rush kicks in. All right, number 4, there is awesome satisfaction in solving puzzles. Now, my wife, as I said, she is the one who is best at that. And our family, of course, we all pitch in. When we design our escape games at Escape Code, the business that we own here in Branson, she designs most of the puzzles. I'll do a few. She does most. I'm focusing more on the immersion and more on decor and more on tech and all of that, but she's great at these puzzles. So, when you're looking around the room, for example, here we are in my studio, and let's say this was an escape room. So I would look around, and for example, I'd look back here, at these colors on the wall. Now that middle one keeps changing, but we've got red, we've got green, we've got blue, and I would start to wonder why those colors are there. Just as an example, this is a silly, crazy, simple example, but then maybe I'm looking at my logo and wait a minute, there's a red and a blue and a green. So maybe I need to do this in the order of that middle one keeps changing. Let's pretend it's green, red, green, blue. So now it's going to be TFP. That's going to open a lock. All right, so that's an example of a very, very simple puzzle. And there's something satisfying when you get that code and you unlock a lock, or maybe it's a number code and you're punching it into a keypad, and just solving those puzzles, man. It's just fun. All right, number five. These are 10 reasons why you should play an escape room. Have you booked an escape room yet since this video has started? You gotta look. There's escape rooms nearby where you live. They're all over the place. Oh, let me stop and just say this before I kick into number 5, that escape rooms have all sorts of different levels of immersion, levels of budget, right? You're gonna have your big budget rooms and your smaller budget rooms, and so you just got to keep that in mind. Definitely search online, look at the reviews. What are people saying? Go onto their website. Is it a good website? Does it look professional? Are there some pictures or things that you can see? Are there videos produced? You've got to think about all of that when you're choosing the escape room that you want to go to. But that being said, my wife and I have played a few hundred escape games, and we've enjoyed almost all of them. There's always a few that we would be like, man, they could use some help. But most of them we do enjoy. So just keep that in mind. Wherever you are, there's an escape room nearby. Go and play. If you didn't like it, don't stop there. Try another company and do it again. I'm telling you, escape games are absolutely for everybody. For everybody. That means you. All right, number 5, surprises. Boom! All of a sudden, something pops open. All of a sudden, you're crawling through a tunnel, or you punch a keypad and a door opens, or a drawer opens, or a video starts playing, or some noise, kicks in, or so you're immersed in this environment and you're solving puzzles, and lo and behold, what is that? Are you serious? There was a door in the wall. What? I touched that brick and this door popped open, or I pulled this lever and a tunnel door open. I had no idea that there was a door even there, right? So you've got these surprises, or you're opening something and there's a media player or a tape recorder or something like that, and you're playing that and you're getting audio clues. And so there's surprises at every turn. And for me, the surprises and the immersion go hand in hand. I don't want to just sit in one room and solve a puzzle and there's no surprises, no immersion. When I'm talking about immersion, I love when there's sound in there and sound effects, and the lighting is appropriate, and and maybe there's smells. Maybe it's one of our games is a tornado experience, and so we've got smells of rain in that room, and we've got some basement boiler room kind of scenarios, or it's actually basement. We use a scent called boiler room. It's the name of the scent. And so it makes it smell like a basement, and that musty smell. And so you get immersed, and you're in the midst of that. And then you've got to get out. But there's surprises, right? And I love those surprises. All right, number 6. This is what I talked about at the very beginning. Scary or not scary? What about claustrophobia? A lot of people will ask that question. Is it scary? They'll come to us at Escape Code. Is this scary? Or they'll call us on the phone. Is this scary? They'll send an email. Is this scary? Get that question all the time. Most of the time, escape games are not scary. That's not what they are meant to be most of the time. People, I think they're thinking that it's kind of a twist on a haunted house or something like that. And most of the time, it's not scary. You're going to find yourself in a variety of scenarios. It could be a circus, big top kind of scenario, or it could be, ancient Egypt or a laboratory or something like that. And so most of the time, it's not scary. And you should be able to determine whether it's scary or not based on what you see on the website. You can even call them or email them, just like people do us all the time, and they'll answer that question. Because yes, there are some scary ones out there. There are some that have jump scares. There are some that just have that creepy factor, baked in. But ask them that question. And then related to all of this, what about claustrophobia? I get that question a lot. By and large, you're not going to deal with claustrophobia in escape rooms. You're just not. We've had thousands and thousands and thousands of people come through Escape Code, and I don't believe anyone has ever come up and said they had an issue with claustrophobia. We've had a lot of people on the front end asking us about it, but we've never had, I don't think, at least me personally, maybe my staff maybe heard about something, but the point I'm making is it either doesn't happen with us, or it's extremely rare where someone would say that they did in fact have an issue with claustrophobia. The reason, they can leave the rooms anytime that they want to. They're not locked in, right? Most escape rooms are like this because of fire codes. You're not going to be locked in, or if you are, there's an exit button, you pop it and out you go. And so claustrophobia should not be an issue most of the time. But again, there are some scary rooms out there. There are some rooms that you may get claustrophobic. In fact, there are a few claustrophobia rooms out there where they're going to put you in a very small, tight little space. And I will never play one of those. But some of you might like that. And some people like scary. You might be saying, wait a minute, I want scary. Well, there are some out there. You just have to do your research, but most are not. Okay, let's move on to number 7. Number 7, some escape rooms, in fact, many escape rooms are for all ages. At our place, it's very important that we create an environment where everybody can play. So we'll have, we've had birthday parties for grandma and grandpa in their 80s. At our place, we have little children, toddlers. We had little babies in slings. Their mom just carrying them through the place, and so children of all ages can play at a bunch of escape rooms. There are some where they are like, nope, we don't want children. It's simply because they've got more of a college vibe going on, or a young adult vibe kind of a thing. And it's just not a children-friendly place, okay? There are definitely some of those out there. Do your research and check those out. We've played some of those before to where they've just got, I don't know, just a little bit of an edge to it, where, maybe it's the lights are much darker, and maybe it's got a bit of a spookier feel to it, even if it's not quote-unquote scary. But it's something maybe little kids, they just probably wouldn't handle well. So you just got to ask the escape business before you go, is it good for kids? But a ton of them are. And actually kids at our place, they do a great job. They're some of the best searchers. They're finding they're doing the puzzles. One of my favorite things watching the games is when a kid solves a puzzle and they're like, Mama, I got it. I found it. I got it. And Mama's like, no. I'm doing this. And 10 minutes later, Mama figures it out and the kid had it all along. And so kids are great in escape rooms. All right. Number 8, you will get hooked without question. Escape rooms, as I've said a few times, for everybody. This is entertainment for everybody. And all the time, we have people at Escape Code where they'll come in and they'll play and they'll wonder about it and they're not sure if it's for them or not. And they will play and they are hooked immediately. And they book another game right away and they play back to back and sometimes 3 in a row. And we have people that actually vacation to Branson just to come to our escape room. And of course, I'm sure they're doing other things, but primarily their focus is coming to Branson. They'll drive 2, 3, 4 hours primarily to play the next escape game because they've already played 1 or 2 or 3 previously. And so they're hooked. I meet people where all the time they'll say, we came and played at your place and we got hooked. And now we play everywhere that we go. Amy and I are the same way. Every city that we're driving through, we're looking up escape games because they're everywhere. When we take a road trip, we're taking stops and we're playing escape games. We did this the other day and we went to a place called Uranus, Missouri. And it's just this funky little tourist spot on Highway 44. And we stopped and we played an escape game too, actually, there. We're going to Northwest Arkansas next week and a place of escape games there. Whenever we go to Florida. In fact, I'll tell you, man, some of the best cities for escape games, I'll give them to you. Orlando, for sure. You've got Nashville is phenomenal. Los Angeles, you got to go to LA. And there's a bunch of other cities. There's a bunch. These are some that I've gone to. Branson and Pigeon Forge, Myrtle Beach, great escape games. You can go to Chicago. I haven't been to New York City or played games there yet. I know there are great games there, but certainly your bigger cities, your tourist areas are going to have some amazing games. But the bottom line is you will get hooked, and everywhere you go, you will be looking for new games to play. All right, number 9. It is better than a movie. Why? You are the movie. You're not just sitting back, you might be with your friends and family, but it doesn't matter because you are locked into what's on that screen at the movie. But in an escape room, you are in the movie. You are the detective. You are the one that's discovering things. You are the one that's on set, that you're finding secret passageways and you're opening up journals and you're reading through and solving a mystery and looking up clues and notes and things that were left. And so you are the movie. Listen, if you have to choose between going to a movie, and of course everybody goes to movies, if you have to choose between that and going to an escape game, especially if you've never played an escape game, play the escape game. Just do it. All right? No matter where you are, just do it. Man, it's so much fun. All right, number 10. This is the last one. Win or lose, it's an epic experience. There are some people out there, if they don't win, they do get sad. There's ultra competitive people, but you need to understand that these games are designed where most people don't win. One of our games has like a 15% success rate. Even our easier games are like sitting at 35 or 40% success rate. And especially if you've never played a game or if you only played 2 or 3, your chances of winning are not that great. When Amy and I play alone, we'll play together, just her and me when we travel. You're at a disadvantage when you only have a couple people. So because we're experienced, we will win a lot of the time, but there's definitely times where we will not win. Partly because the room is just hard and it's meant to be hard. It's supposed to be hard. Also because we don't have, we just have 2 people. Play with 2 people, do it. It's so much fun. But if you can get 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, that's great. I think the perfect number is like 4 or 5, and you get too many people in there. It's still fun, but you're kind of running over each other and the dynamic's a little bit different. But, it doesn't matter that much if you win or lose, because just go in understanding that the game is actually designed to where only really, experienced people are gonna win. And in fact, at our place, very experienced people very often do not win. And so it's not about winning or losing. Yeah, you want to win. Yes, you're working to win. You're trying. Yeah, I get all that. It's absolutely true. Wouldn't make any sense if you're trying to lose. That doesn't make sense. But win or lose, the experience is epic. It's great. It's fun. It's a blast. We come out of the games that we lose just laughing and smiling and thrilled and excited and happy, just like we do when we win. In fact, we've played so many games now that winning versus losing has about that much of a different emotional feel to it, very honestly. Just about that much. And it's cool when you see when you finish it up, but if you don't, it's not that big a deal. All right. So what do you think? Hey, have you played some amazing escape games? Leave some comments. I want to hear, where have you played? What have your experiences been? Have you had bad experiences? And so, but if you went somewhere and you loved it and it was great, or maybe you have comments or thoughts or something you learned or whatever, leave some comments below. I'd love to hear about that. What are your favorite escape games you've ever played? All right. So, hey, that's about it. As you can tell, I'm addicted to escape games. If you're ever here in Branson, I'd love for you to come on out to Escape Code. Go to escapecode.tv and you will find us right there. And hey, you can also throw axes. We have axe throwing as well. And you can do that. That's also a ton of fun. But hey, would you give us a thumbs up? And definitely subscribe and ding the bell. Thumbs up, subscribe, ding the bell. You'll be alerted every time a new video is uploaded, which is 2, 3, 4 times a week. All right, go play an escape game right now. Go do it. Go, 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 go.